Yo, what is up, guys? Shinobi here, back again with another video for you guys. And today, honestly, there's like a lot of stuff that we're about to be covering in today's video. But once again, this stuff is important, so we are covering it in today's video. There's a lot going on, obviously, with the Roblox stuff going on. Then you got Collective Shout doing the stuff that they're doing. And basically, the point of this video is there's no way that all this is a coincidence that's going on right now. And that it's all going to lead to one thing, which is the goal of basically forcing people to have to give their ID to these corporations or governments. That's like the goal. Like, that's basically what the video is essentially about. I saw this post last night that there's no way that all this is a coincidence. It's like, you know, you got the Roblox situation. Well, first, if we're starting from the beginning. If we're starting from the very, very beginning, you got Collective Shout and their nonsense. And at the same time, with Collective Shout and their nonsense trying to censor games with the payment processors, then you got the whole Protect the Child Safety Act nonsense that they are trying to do and still are trying to do. That happened at the exact same time, right? That was going on in the UK and still is going on in the UK right now. And then after that, obviously YouTube decides to copy them. So the USA decides to try and copy them with the Child Safety Online Act, and also YouTube doing what they're doing. Canada also does the same thing. Australia obviously did the same thing. Pretty much the whole EU did the same thing. Canada also did the same thing. And then obviously, you know, everybody else now is jumping on the band. Like, you're seeing it now, bro. And then obviously, then you got the Roblox stuff. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that all this is happening at the same time. It ain't a coincidence. Because here's the thing. While this whole Roblox situation is getting taken care of, you already know the government's going to use it as a piece of evidence to basically say that they gotta censor everything or that they need your ID for everything. You know that's what they're going to do. So I just wanted to go and, you know, provide some context for this. Shibi has been, you know, covering this a lot recently. He's been covering it for a very long time. And me personally, I don't think it's a coincidence that all this is happening at the same time either.
Does this even happen? How does the Roblox situation connect with the payment processors like Visa and MasterCard and PayPal, and also connect with online safety acts like the UK Online Safety Act, what's going on in America right now with the Kids Online Safety Act, the Screen Act, what's going on also in Canada, Australia, EU? How in the hell is this all connected now? I'm just... Let me just speed run and get everybody up to speed before I get into the conversation of this video. First off, we have demand for the Epstein list. Basically, the internet and everybody online and in the world basically want the Epstein list, you know, released. The government basically says, you're crazy for wanting it released. Then, Collective Shout appears. Payment processors censor anime and games. UK Online Safety Act comes into effect to censor adults. Australia, EU, USA, and Canada do similar acts or bills within their Congress or forms of government.
I'm about to say, we also forgot the fact that between all this, Trump signed a whole thing that basically blocks payment processors from trying to censor animating games. We forgot that too. But it's like, there's no way this is all happening at the same time, and it's not a coincidence.
On the bandwagon to force ID. YouTube is a very good example. They didn't need to do what they've done, but they are forcing it on YouTube in the United States for clarification, not the UK. PayPal removed from Steam. Roblox scandal, aka a whole like thing with children getting exploited and horrific things going online that has just basically been ignored for years now, and it finally bubbles to the surface. A scandal that now instantly gets the government involved. If you don't believe me, you literally have the Attorney General in America suing Roblox.
It's bad.
Being investigated by the government. Roblox is...
But not only is Roblox being invested by the government, but once again, we got Chris Hansen out of retirement right now for this crap. You got senators all over this. You got everybody talking about this. Like, it's crazy. Roblox, like, that CEO, there's no way. Like, once again, there's no way that CEO wasn't actually... There's no way. Somebody check his hard drive. Because another big thing is that CEO, according to that senator that made the whole petition... There's a potential chance that he's on the Epstein list. There's a potential chance that dude who's in charge of Roblox right now is on the Epstein list, and are we really surprised considering what's going on that platform?
So, back into this. You have instantly the government's attention notices Roblox. So, like, the government notices them. Then, Roblox's VP of Civility and Partnerships works with online safety organizations. Multiple tech companies on these boards with the VP, aka the VP of Roblox, are companies wanting forced ID. If you don't believe this part about the VP, let's show you. This is Tammy. This is the VP of Civility and Partnerships of Roblox and is on the FOSI board chair. Let's read her description real quick to kind of get a good understanding of what she does. For we're all on the same page. Tammy is the Vice President of Civility and Partnerships at Roblox, where she spearheads the platform's digital civility initiative and works to foster a global community of internet safety leaders to ensure good digital citizenship on Roblox. To establish a healthy and safety community, Tammy is focused on providing kids, teens, parents, and caregivers with skills needed to create positive online experiences in partnership with the world's leading safety and industry organizations. At Roblox, she empowers platforms to use self-govern and create a confident, resilient online community with the knowledge and tools to create positive experiences for themselves and others in the metaverse. It doesn't just stop here. We have this I'm going to show. Let me pull this up. MasterCard.
Yeah, this right here. Both MasterCard and Visa being a part of Roblox with all the nonsense that was going on. But yet they were trying to ban anime and certain games that they didn't like because of collective shout. Massive hypocrites, bro. Massive hypocrites. Not to mention the fact that at that point in time, they had also been still being used by people who are using OnlyFans and so on and so forth. Like, massive hypocrites.
Are partners with Roblox. Then, it gets much worse than that. We have politicians actively, within the last month, trading Roblox stock. At first glance, this might seem like a nothing burger, but it's much more than that. If you take a look at the names, obviously if we want to ignore Nancy Pelosi and stuff like that, we need to look at the recent one. June of this year. Jim Banks. Now you're probably wondering, who is Jim Banks? Well, Screen Act.
It doesn't. Hey. There's a lot of points on the graph, and they're all leading towards the same direction, and that is what? Censorship and control. There's a lot of points on the graph, and it's all leading towards one thing. Censorship and control, bro. Come on now. You can't even make this shit up. You couldn't write this if you wanted to. You couldn't even write this if you wanted to.
It does stop there. The Kids Online Safety Act. Jim Banks, one of the co-sponsors out of the 40 co-sponsors. And what makes this even crazier, he is one of the newer co-sponsors. The newer co-sponsors. AKA, after the drama hit, with all of, like, the drama with online safety and forcing ID, he decided to get into the ring with the Kids Online Safety Act. So, this is after the collective internet was aware of what was going on, but decided to join in. And what makes this even crazier is because this points to what I just talked about earlier. That instantly, the government gained notice of what was going on with Roblox and initiated like a lawsuit, an investigation, all this, but actively ignore everything else that's been ongoing.
And the reason that's so sketchy is Roblox has been doing what they've been doing for years. It's been no secret that Roblox for years has had a predator problem. But only now, when there's public outrage, only now, when there's so much public outrage against what's going on at Roblox, only now are they deciding to take action. But they're ignoring everything else. Only now did they decide to take action.
But it's so much worse than that. Let's go further. This is the legendary Madame Savvy that's actively been helping
Bro,
the
she's the
conversation
GOAT,
around
bro. She's actively been just against all this censorship shit. She's been making Collector Shout look like absolute fools. It's into the point where they can't, like, Collector Shout is treating Madame Savvy like the fucking boogeyman, bro. It's funny, it's hilarious. Like, they can't even mention her name because it would go against their bullshit that they're protecting women, and women are all agreeing with the bullshit they're doing, when in reality there are women that are actually going against the bullshit they're doing. And let's also keep in mind that Collector Shout supports the film Cuties, and I don't know about you, but that says more than enough about them. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit, man. It's a lot of bullshit, and they want to talk about how they don't want to protect the kids, but yet we haven't seen Collector Shout talk about Roblox not once. We haven't seen Collector Shout talk about Roblox not one fucking time. Not one damn time. Bunch of hypocrites, bro. Madame Savvy's the GOAT, though.
Payment processors,
Madame Savvy is the GOAT.
War basically on the internet, bringing to light what Collective Shout has been doing, what these, Visa and MasterCard's been doing, what Roblox has been doing, and what all these different CEOs, etc. have been doing. They've been actively investigating, researching, and pitching in all the information they can, pulling it together in their post, and this is what they found today. And I'm going to cover it, because when you see this, this is the monsters we're dealing with. This showcases how everything going on is just... You're gonna be... I might be called crazy. It's fine if you call me crazy or I'm a conspiracy theorist. But I want to show this again before I read this. This happening within just 3 weeks. You're not gonna look me in the eye or look into the camera or the screen right now, look at me, and straight up comment down below and say that this is just a coincidence. This does not just happen. I can understand maybe 1 or 2 or 3 things, but you're not telling me, with everyone involved, all these different companies involved, these tech companies involved, and everything that's been ongoing, you're not telling me there's not a pattern.
There is definitely a pattern, bro. If anybody with a brain cell can tell where this is all leading. The reason all this bullshit is happening at the same time is because it all leads down to one thing. And that's the Online Safety Act, the Child Online Safety Act, and the Screen Act, and all that shit. They're trying to use all these instances that keep popping up to forward their agenda. Because you're not going to tell me that the government didn't know about the whole Roblox situation. They've probably been knowing. But they wanted to use Roblox's situation that it had to push this. And that's why they didn't say anything about it until now. Like, once again, it's not a coincidence that the government just instantly now is involved in the Roblox situation. Is like investigating everything now. It's not, especially with all this internet censorship that they're trying to push, and this whole push to try and get people to show their ID online, basically get rid of anonymity. It's not a coincidence. It's really not. It's really not.
Connections between all of this that obviously are trying to push a narrative of censoring the internet and taking away your freedom of speech, your freedom of expression, to monitor you, to sell your data. It's very obvious. And there is so much reason to believe that. But let's look at what Madame Savvy had to show here first. So industry capture is an understatement. When you have communication heads from Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, and not only part of FOSI, but also a rating board. So yeah, if you didn't catch that, FOSI is the Family Online Safety Institute, which I'm pulling up here. This is FOSI. And once again, for those that don't remember, I know you remember, but I'm going to pull it up. Tammy, which is the VP of Civility and Partnerships at Roblox, is a part of the FOSI board. Obviously trying to push the narrative of online safety and potentially force like online verification with ID, data collection. You get the point. That's what we're dealing with here. So basically, that's what Madame Savvy's saying. So you have Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T are part of FOSI.
Yeah, it's about to get ridiculous right now with all this stuff going on right now. It's getting ridiculous. I'll be right back though. Hold on, I gotta get something. All right, back. I had to take care of something. Let's continue. This shit is freaking wild though. This shit is wild.
It makes you ask questions. Fred, though, showing a small glimpse into Tammy's web and how it connects even to ESRB and the actual industry influence these people have. FOSI, interesting things to note. For the low price of $15,000, you can hop on into the Cool Kids Club that feature all the tops from all your favorite companies like Microsoft, Nintendo of America, Sony, Disney, AT&T, Verizon, Discord, TikTok, Tencent, Google, and more. In fact, you'll never know who you will find and what kind of background they have. Makes you wonder why they're all getting involved in certain things. Here's what she mentions. So you can become a member of this board or get a membership for the Cool Kids Club, so to speak, if you do the low price of $15,000. Then, these are the people that are on the board, from what Savvy can kind of pull up. And if you take a look here on the bottom right of this picture, I might move my camera around or even make it disappear so you can see.
Yeah.
These individuals are all affiliated in some form of massive company. Google, Netflix, you have Microsoft.
Yeah, there's Roblox right there.
Games,
there's Roblox right there.
Obviously, you can see the affiliation with these massive companies, which is red flag.
Yeah, that's a
Massive
giant red flag.
Especially a lot of these companies are connected with FOSI, connected with age verification and online safety. You get where I'm getting at. Then, you got this. This is Tammy, the same individual I just showed earlier. That is the VP for Roblox and stuff. You can see her connections. She's a board member of a tech coalition with multiple tech coalitions and stuff wanting online safety and everything like that, but actively has ignored the issues going on with Roblox for years. Think about that. Then, it gets much worse. We have Courtney here, which we have Madam Savvy. She actually talks about this in a second, which I'm going to scroll down and let you read. She talks about Tammy in this little description, which I've kind of already covered mostly. Wait, let's see here. Yeah, here it is. She talks about Tammy. Tammy helped give insight into what teens want, noting how teens want more stories with friendship and less with romance. So why is Roblox trying to turn into
That's a good question. And once again, this is the main reason why I think, in my opinion, I think the CEO's on some bullshit and probably out there doing some shit with some kids. Because why the fuck are you trying to turn an app that's mainly filled with like 8 and 9-year-olds to like from the ages of probably 8 to 14? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we trying to turn a kids app into a dating platform? For what reason? And how could you not see the consequences of that even happening in the first place? You already have a predator problem. And they're out there trying to get kids to do shit they ain't supposed to be doing. What do you think would happen if they turned Roblox into a fucking dating platform? Like, brother, y'all are stupid as fuck for that. Yeah, y'all dumb as hell to be doing that.
For those that don't know, Roblox tried to become a dating site. I showed this in yesterday's video, but yeah. Despite obviously wanting to protect kids, why was this allowed? Let's go a little bit further. But DICE is what is interesting to note, because that is relating to the ESRB, aka the rating system. Because Vance, dear leader of the ESRB, is on the board of DICE, the same DICE that had on Greg, who went on lamenting "fuck Donald Trump" and "fuck Elon Musk."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was that. I remember seeing that garbage.
This is the board, the DICE board. You can see her on the board there, and this is what they were saying.
Yeah, no, this nonsense was so embarrassing, bro. These people were so pulling heavy into identity politics and shit. It was embarrassing, bro. It was so fucking embarrassing. And the reason why they said, you know, screw Elon and screw Trump, I don't know why. But the main precedent about this is that they were mad that, you know, people were getting fired for making shitty games. Because around this time period, you know, they were trying to pander towards the LGBTQ community a lot with the games they're making, like especially Western studios. And them shits just were flopping and flopping and flopping, bro. Like, not a single one was doing any good. And they were all there talking about some, you know, we need to stop firing people and shit, which is stupid, because if you're not making a good product, then why the hell do we need to keep you around? But that's besides the point. But for some reason, at the end of their speech that they made, then they want to talk about, screw Elon and, fuck Elon and fuck Trump, as if they got anything to do with this bullshit in the first place. But what do you expect from California, of all places?
These two are quite close and display it through their connections and what boards they're on. Patricia, the ESRB, was the one pushing age verification software with Yodi, now partnered with Spotify this year for age verification and WEF partner. But the FTC shot them down. She laments it herself. Don't take speculation. She talks about it, she laments it, and is upset about it as well for it being shot down. Anyway, here is Tammy directly interacting with information about Australia's age verification proposals from 8 months ago. Online Safety Act. The video, Andrew acknowledges no one wants to upload ID to use Instagram, acknowledges no face scanning is effective, tech isn't there yet, says this is a feel-good measure, references South Korea banning under 18s for a decade but found it did nothing. China was the same outcome. And the data showed it didn't do anything positive. Nothing changed. However, he then says, I'm much more optimistic about places like here in the UK, where we are actually listening to young people. We're listening to researchers like myself in terms of making online environments safer, as opposed to sticking our heads in the sand and just pretending like this social media thing is just going to go away. When asked if he believes companies should be held responsible, this is the key quote too. This is what he says about if companies should be held responsible. Yes, so I think there's a need to be a huge burden on these social media firms. First of all, they need to be able to share, to be forced to share the data that they have on young people. Not with advertisers, but with researchers.
My ass. My fucking ass, bro. Like, did anybody just not see what happened with the T app? When that shit got leaked, bro, you know how many people got doxxed because of that shit? These idiots, bro. Like, what are we doing?
We can actually unpick what the harms and the benefits of these online platforms. Talks about tax money filling potholes and says they should go to understanding young people, then follows up with ethical design code, setting a ban at 16. It absolves companies of responsibility. If something bad happens on a platform and a user sneaks on, the company says they are at fault. They have the best tech, and they don't need to make their platform safer or better. It is all about control and data and giving government more control. These research groups usually end up government funded. Elon commented on Twitter that this seemed like a backdoor way to control access to the internet by all Australians. And he goes on to answer, a broken clock is right twice a day, but no, I mean, I think there is a real human rights implication here. Young people have a right to information, children have a right to play. I disagree with this. Children do not have a right to the internet. He does ultimately agree with Elon, it won't make things safer, but he still thinks what the UK will do, this was 8 months ago,
it won't. That did not age well, because what's going on in the UK right now, bro, the citizens are pissed. That shit, they are fucking pissed off right now, bro. That shit did not age well.
Social circles is key. Who do they agree with? Who do they support? And who do they get awards from and why? It is all one giant club, and we are not invited despite being the ones to pay their paychecks. So, to make a long story short, this Roblox situation, if I had to take an educated guess, judging by where the environment is going right now, it's going to be used as a platform or a political device to advocate for COSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, and the Screen Act to get passed. I'm willing to bet you, as this gains traction,
bro, it's damn near almost guaranteed that this is going to cause that problem, because this is the biggest controversy as far as gaming and kids is concerned. This is the biggest controversy probably in the world right now as far as everything going on right now. Like, this is the biggest gaming controversy right now. Like, you got Roblox getting banned in Qatar. You got, states out here suing them. You got everybody talking about it. You got people just exposing them and shit. Like, you got the government involved, Chris Hansen involved. Like, there's no way in hell that the government isn't going to use this to try and say, this right here, because this happened, this is the reason we need this Child Safety Act and all. It's going to be another Trojan horse again. This is another Trojan horse again, using one thing so that they can get another thing done, bro. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. The only difference is, instead of the Online Safety Act, which could honestly just be parents doing their job, we now got Roblox, which, you know, we got Roblox here, which is a combination of not only parents not doing their job, but also on top of that, the combination of Roblox not protecting its own users and ignoring its own users. And I would even say possibly, and this is just me, possibly, you know, doing some shady shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, once again, if the CEO gets caught with some shit in his hard drive, I would not be surprised, bro. There's way too many dots on a damn graph. You got all of this predator shit going on right now. The CEO wants to turn the game into a dating site. You know, they're ignoring people who are sending them information talking about predators. Like, there's no way. There's no fucking way.
With Roblox, for instance, investigating them, so to speak. It's going to be used to try to censor the internet and
it's going to be used to censor the internet for sure.
Force age verification on the entirety of the internet. And the reason why this happened is because you have people on these boards, that Madam Savvy even pointed out, that are all connected with tech firms, these big companies and stuff, that willfully ignored these issues on their platform for years. But these people that ignored it are now coming into the line of fire, or they're now using it as a means to put more safety regulations on the internet, or they will try to put this as safety regulations, because this is what they want. They have now this that has appeared, an obvious issue that everybody can rally behind, which, let's be fair, Roblox should not get away with.
Hell no.
It is absolutely despicable. It's gross what's going on in Roblox. But it's obvious what it's going to be used for. It's going to be used to advocate for what's been going on in the UK.
It's going to be used for censorship and basically control. They're going to want to know who you are. They're going to want you to know your ID. They're going to, like, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, bro. And the crazy thing about this is this is just a start. First, they're only going to want to know your ID. You know, what you look like. As if that ain't bad enough. Maybe your credit card. But then they're going to want cameras in your fucking house. They're going to want to know where you live. Your social security number. And all this other shit. It's like, bro, they're just going to use a bunch of issues, and they're going to use them as Trojan horses to keep pushing for more and more censorship, bro. Until soon, the internet that we used to know and love will basically just be a surveillance device. That's exactly what's going to happen. Like, it's not only going to just be the internet. They're going to try and get this shit through games, too. Don't think that games are going to be safe, because they will go after games.
What it will be. It's going to be used for that. It will. And it's crazy to think everything is involved. These payment processors, these big tech companies, these social media platforms, the governments. It's insane. Am I crazy?
No, you're not. You're not the only one who sees this. Trust me, you're not the only one who sees this. People have been... Hell, I'm pretty sure Asmongold has been talking about how this is going to happen. This has been planned out. There's no way this has not been planned out. No way. You're not going to tell me that it's a coincidence that all the stuff that's been happening within the last 3 weeks is just all happening all at the same time. That's impossible. It's impossible.
Noticing this. Am I... please, just... Am I crazy?
You're not.
Because...
Like, honestly, this isn't even too far-fetched. Like, the internet is one of the free... Well, it was one of the freest spaces. Like, one and true place where you could probably freely speak your mind and not have to worry about any bullshit. And we're now entering into a day and age where now you're probably going to have to watch what you say on the internet. Because now that these people want your ID, now that these people want to know who you are, there's no anonymity anymore. Now it's like if you say some shit, you might see some police at your front door. As crazy as that sounds, that's the world we're entering to. If you say some shit that maybe the government don't like, boom, cooked. You say something that maybe some game producer doesn't like, boom, your shit's getting banned. That's the world we're entering into. It's crazy. It sounds nuts, but it's not too far off. We have been kind of falling slowly into this direction for a long period of time. It's getting crazy out here. It's getting crazy out here, bro. And once again, right now, everybody's kind of stopped, especially with YouTube right now, especially. There's like petitions and all sorts of shit going on right now. That there's a lot of people that are against this shit. And there's a lot of people out there that know what the government and all these, corporations and shit are trying to do. But we'll just have to see how it goes. But it's not a coincidence that all this is happening at the same time. Let's just make that clear. It's not a coincidence. Let's just make that plain and clear. But without further ado, that's pretty much going to be it. I just wanted to cover this because I think that this, once again, is news that needs to get out there. I feel like it's really important. And, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.